My name's Walter Briggs, and I wasn't always the kind of guy who gets winded walking up 2 steps. There was a time I played baseball for my high school team, lifted heavy things for fun, and could outrun just about any teenager on my block. But the truth is, life has a way of creeping up on you. One day, you're mowing the lawn and feeling strong. The next, your knees wobble when you get off the couch, and your arms feel like wet noodles when you try to lift a bag of groceries. That night, the one I'll never forget, I woke up to use the bathroom. Nothing new. Happens to every man over 60. But this time, when I stood up, my legs buckled under me. No warning. No pain. Just gone. Like someone pulled the batteries out. I hit the floor hard. Didn't break anything. Thank God. But lying there on the cold bathroom tile, I realized something terrifying. I didn't have the strength to get back up. That was the moment it hit me. I hadn't just gotten older. I'd gotten weaker. And I didn't even see it coming. The silent muscle killer. The ER doc called it sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss. A fancy term for something brutal. It starts around your 40s, sneaks up in your 50s, and by 60 it's in full swing. By 70, you can lose up to 30% of your total muscle mass. No matter how healthy you feel. No matter if your weight looks the same. Here's the kicker. I thought I was doing okay. I walked the dog, ate balanced meals, did my stretches, but I was missing one huge piece of the puzzle. Something no one ever told me. Not my doctor, not my trainer, not even my nutritionist friend Mike, who always posts about superfoods on Facebook. That missing piece? What you eat before bed. The sleep-muscle connection. Let me tell you something I learned the hard way. Your muscles don't grow when you move. They grow when you rest. Sleep is when your body repairs tissue, restores strength, and, if you give it the right fuel, rebuilds muscle. But most seniors go to bed on an empty stomach, or worse, with the wrong foods in their system. I used to think, eating late? That'll just make me fat. Wrong. Turns out, your muscles need nighttime nutrition to fight off age-related loss. And if they don't get it, they shrink. Quietly. Relentlessly. While you sleep. I learned that from a woman named Dr. Sheila Monroe, a 62-year-old clinical nutritionist who looked like she could run circles around Navy SEALs. I met her at a physical therapy clinic while I was still limping around from the fall. She said something I'll never forget. You can't save your muscles during the day if you starve them all night. The real war is won while you're asleep. Why most seniors get this dead wrong? I started asking around, at the senior center, church, even my barbershop. Most guys my age skip dinner or eat something small like toast, cereal, or crackers. They're afraid of weight gain, or they just don't feel hungry at night. Sound familiar? But here's what blew my mind. When your body doesn't get enough protein and nutrients before sleep, it eats your own muscle tissue for energy, especially if you're over 60. You're literally breaking yourself down every single night. And the worst part? You won't feel it until one day. You can't get up. Just like me. The night strength plan, that actually works. Dr. Monroe gave me a simple mission. Change my bedtime habits. Not with pills. Not with powders. Just real food that fuels recovery and stops the muscle drain. You got to eat something before bed, Walter, she told me. But not just anything. The right foods, with amino acids, slow-digesting proteins, and anti-inflammatory power. She called it the Night Strength Trio. 3 simple foods that turn your sleeping hours into muscle-building time, not muscle-wasting time. And believe me, when I started this routine, I felt the change in just 10 days. But more on that later. First, let me introduce you to the 3 bedtime foods that helped me go from needing a walker to picking up my 4-year-old grandson again without breaking a sweat. But before that, a warning. Before I tell you what to eat, let me be real. This story isn't about a magic food that'll turn you into a bodybuilder overnight. It's about taking back control of your strength, your energy, and your independence. Because if you're over 60 and still skipping food before bed, you're putting yourself in danger every single night. And if I hadn't made a change, I truly believe I wouldn't be here to write this today. When Dr. Monroe handed me her handwritten note titled Night Strength Trio, I expected some trendy supplements or powders I'd never afford on a fixed income. Instead, 3 simple, natural foods, stuff I could buy at any grocery store. But combined the right way, at the right time, they helped me rebuild muscle I thought was gone forever. Let's break them down. One by one. 1. Cottage cheese. the sleep protein nobody talks about. I know what you're thinking. Cottage cheese? That lumpy stuff Grandma used to eat? Yep. And let me tell you something. Grandma was smarter than she looked. Magnifying glass tilted left why it works. Cottage cheese is packed with casein protein, a slow-digesting protein that feeds your muscles over several hours. Exactly what your body needs while you sleep. While whey protein digests fast, great for post-workout, casein drips amino acids into your bloodstream all night long. Think of it like a time-release muscle patch. Dr. Monroe explained it like this. Most seniors don't need more exercise. They need longer-lasting nutrition. And casein gives your body a steady stream of building blocks when it needs it most, during deep sleep. Gear, what it does: prevents muscle breakdown during sleep, boosts nighttime recovery after daily wear and tear, fuels growth hormone production naturally, which declines with age. It's also rich in calcium, which keeps your bones from turning to chalk, another silent threat when your muscles start shrinking. White heavy checkmark how I use it. I mix half a cup cottage cheese with a pinch of cinnamon and a few blueberries. Not only does it taste like dessert, but it keeps me full all night. No midnight cravings. No 3 a.m. fridge raids. 2. Tart cherry juice, the sleep elixir with a secret. Now this one surprised me. I always thought cherry juice was just something you drank at brunch, until Dr. Monroe hit me with this fact. Tart cherries contain natural melatonin and anthocyanins, 2 things your aging body desperately needs at night. DNA why it works. Let's unpack that. Melatonin helps regulate your sleep cycle. Unlike over-the-counter pills, tart cherry juice stimulates your body's own natural rhythm. No groggy side effects. Anthocyanins are powerful anti-inflammatories. They reduce muscle soreness, joint stiffness, and oxidative stress. That means better sleep, less inflammation, and faster recovery. As we age, our bodies naturally produce less melatonin. Poor sleep equals poor muscle repair. And inflammation? It chews through muscle tissue like termites in wood. Tart cherry juice? It's like sending the night crew with hard hats and shovels, repairing, cooling, rebuilding. Gear, what it does: improves sleep quality and duration, reduces nighttime inflammation, supports joint recovery after years of wear. White heavy checkmark how I use it. Every night, 30 minutes before bed, I pour 4 ounces of 100% tart cherry juice over ice. That's it. No added sugar. Just pure crimson power. It feels like a ritual now. My body starts relaxing the minute I sip it. My wife even joined me, and she swears her arthritis pain has eased since she started. 3. A small handful of pistachios, the tiny green giants. I almost laughed when I saw this one on the list. Pistachios? I asked, like trail mix nuts? Dr. Monroe nodded. One of the highest protein nuts, loaded with magnesium, potassium, and healthy fats. And unlike cashews or almonds, they're naturally rich in L-arginine, a compound that boosts blood flow and helps with muscle oxygenation. Why it works? You see, muscle doesn't just grow from protein. It needs circulation. Blood brings nutrients, oxygen. And if you got clogged arteries or stiff vessels, like most of us over 60, your muscles aren't getting what they need. Pistachios help relax blood vessels, increase nitric oxide, and allow more of that precious protein to reach your muscle fibers. They're also one of the few natural sources of melatonin, meaning they pair perfectly with tart cherry juice for double the sleep power. Gear, what it does: improves muscle oxygenation, supports heart and artery health, boosts sleep quality and tissue repair. How I use it: I eat 12 to 15 shelled pistachios, unsalted, right after the cottage cheese. It's a little salty-sweet combo that tastes like a weird midnight charcuterie board. But the results? Let's just say, I no longer need both hands to stand up from my recliner, the mistake most seniors make. They eat dinner at 6 p.m. and then go 12 hours without food. That's a muscle-starving fast. Between 60 and 80, your body doesn't just rest overnight. It starts breaking down anything it can to stay alive. And muscle is the first to go. This trio, cottage cheese, tart cherry juice, pistachios, feed your body slowly and steadily through the most critical recovery window. My routine now, night strength protocol. Here's my night strength plan, in case you want to try it. 1. 8:30 p.m., small walk or stretch session. 2. 9 p.m., half a cup cottage cheese, 4-ounce tart cherry juice, 12 pistachios. 3. 9:15 p.m., Turn off devices, sip water, light reading. 4. 9:45 p.m. Sleep. 5. 6:30 a.m. Wake up feeling stronger, not stiffer. What happened next? I stuck with the night strength trio for just under 2 weeks before I noticed something wild. I wasn't waking up to pee anymore. My knees didn't snap, crackle, pop when I stood. And when I picked up my grandson from the floor, 36 pounds of squirming chaos. I didn't grunt or wobble. I smiled. That was the moment I knew. My muscles weren't disappearing anymore. They were coming back. 3 weeks after I began the night strength trio, I walked into my doctor's office for routine labs and a mobility assessment. I'd been feeling better, stronger, lighter on my feet, less pain in my hips when I stood from the couch. But I figured it was just in my head. It wasn't. What the heck are you doing, Walter? Those were Dr. Benson's exact words when he looked at my chart. My muscle mass was up by 4.3%, unheard of for someone in their late 60s. My C-reactive protein, a marker of inflammation, was down nearly 40%. My sleep score on the wearable device jumped from 62 to 87. My blood sugar? Perfectly stable. He assumed I had started lifting weights or taking medication. I told him, nope, just a bowl of cottage cheese, a handful of pistachios, and some cherry juice. He laughed at first, then leaned in. Keep doing whatever you're doing, because it's working. The food that nearly ruined it. Now, before we wrap this up, I have to give you one last warning. It nearly set me back. During the second week of my new routine, I got lazy, skipped the trio, and had a bowl of healthy cereal before bed instead. Whole grain flakes with almond milk. Big mistake. That night, I tossed and turned. My legs cramped. I woke up feeling foggy and sore. Why? Because that combo was high in sugar, low in protein, and totally devoid of muscle-supporting nutrients. Even so-called healthy options, granola bars, toast, fruit smoothies, can spike insulin, trigger inflammation, and block the body's ability to repair. The rule is simple. If it doesn't feed your muscle, it's feeding your weakness. The bottom line, no fluff. Let's cut to it. If you're over 60 and your legs feel like jelly after short walks, you wake up sore even though you didn't do anything, you feel like your strength is slipping away quietly, then your bedtime habits might be the reason. Here's what saved me. The night strength trio. 1. Half a cup cottage cheese for slow-digesting casein protein. 2. 4-ounce tart cherry juice for inflammation relief and sleep quality. 3. 12 to 15 pistachios for muscle circulation, melatonin, and good fats. Hammer and Wrench optional night routine enhancers from Dr. Monroe. A quick 5-minute stretch before bed. No screens 30 minutes before sleep. 1 glass of water before lights out. It's that simple. No fancy supplements. No gym membership. Just a few real foods at the right time. Older adult, why this matters. I know too many good people who lost their strength, and with it, their freedom. First it's the stairs. Then it's the yard. Then one day, you're asking your grandkids to lift your groceries. I say not yet, because you can rebuild. Not in the gym. Not with pills. But in your own kitchen before bed with 3 simple foods. And if it worked for a stiff old dog like me, it can work for anyone. Final word from Walter. Don't wait until you're lying on the floor wondering where your legs went. Start now. Start tonight. Eat the food, save the strength. Sleep like your life depends on it, because it does.